What would you do if your marriage counselor said, if you two don't get some distance between you and his parents, this marriage is over? So that happened to a couple, and they listened. They packed up their life, moved states away, and for 3 years, it's been pure bliss. But now she's pregnant, and her in-laws don't want to be long-distance grandparents, so they're going to do the same thing. They're packing up their entire life, and they're going to move to this new town next to them. So you guys, just right off the top, when I was reading her story and I got to that part where now my in-laws are moving to our new town, I said out loud, oh no. And I'll tell you in a second why I feel like she is in such despair and why I don't think it's just as easy as saying, like, just mind your boundary. So when they were all living in the same town, basically I just think it was too much of the in-laws, and they weren't able to establish their own identity as a couple and just kind of build their own life as like a new married couple. Things like her mother-in-law required mandatory weekly dinners. If they didn't come, she would cry, throw a temper tantrum, so they just did it. Her husband's parents required him to come over every weekend, all weekend long, to do like honey-do things, take care of the neighbors, basically entertain his parents. So as a new couple, they never got to spend time together. So that would be very, very hard on a new marriage. She also, like, the mother-in-law would just enter their home freely whenever she wanted, didn't knock, didn't ask if she could come over, just enter their house whenever she wanted to. They vacationed together. Not only did they vacation together, they were required to stay in the same hotel room. So we're talking 4 adults, a tiny hotel room with 2 double beds. And not only that, they had to drive in the same car to the destination. And one year she thought, well, we're already doing everything else together. At least let me just drive with my husband to the vacation. So she's like, we're going to drive ourselves. You know, you guys will meet you there. And her mother-in-law just said, if you do this, I'm not going. So of course she was like, no, that's fine. Got in the family car and they went on vacation. So again, it's just a lot of in-law intrusion, not really allowing this couple to set up their life and really start their marriage. So going back to that therapist room and getting to the place where you now have a licensed professional saying, I don't see any other way to protect your union unless you get some distance. That tells me that she went through so many interventions with you guys and they all failed. Like nothing was successful. Interventions like giving your husband maybe permission to set boundaries with his parents, and he struggled with it. Like, lock your door. Tell your mom no. Say you can't come over this weekend. Tell him you're going to get your own hotel room. Tell her, okay, if you don't want to go on the vacation because I'm not riding the same car with you, like, that's too bad. That's not what I want, but all right, I'll see you next week. I'm off on our vacation. Like, obviously she would have tried all these things and nothing worked. And that's why at the end, she's finally like, I think it's going to be distance. I think you're going to have some distance. That's why I believe she is feeling so depressed with her pregnancy hormones, because I feel like she thinks I can't do anything because my husband struggles. He's like powerless when it comes to his mom. So now my 2 cents. I believe that now that you guys have had time away, so you've lived your marriage with his parents, that was terrible. It almost ended you. Now you've lived a life, you've built a life, just the two of you, and I'm sure he loves it. So again, she didn't outright say is her husband not being able to say no to his mom. I'm making this assumption. But now that you guys have had a marriage, like 3 years of your marriage away from his parents, and you describe it as pure bliss, I am hoping that both of you see this as something worth protecting. And so what I would do is I would start by sitting down with my husband, just some printer paper, notebook paper, whatever, and I would map out what didn't work before. Like every weekend over there helping his parents. Maybe you didn't like the weekly dinners, vacations together, the fact that she could be in and out of your house whenever she wanted. Just basically like maybe he was always on demand for his parents and available to them and not available to you. Whatever didn't work, write it down, and then write down what boundaries you need to set so that that doesn't happen again, so you can protect this life you've built now. Write down your boundary and how you're going to enforce your boundary. Once you have all of it mapped out, I want both, like this is what I would do. I would have both my husband and I sign it. Maybe it seems silly, but it's almost like we're like handshaking, we are agreeing this is our pact, because now we know what marriage can be like without this intrusion. So I would do that, and then I would go a little bit deeper with my husband. And maybe you guys did this in therapy already and it didn't even matter, but if you haven't, I would pick up both books by Lindsay Gibson, Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents, but also her newer book, Disentangling from Emotionally Immature Parents. And I would read it with my husband and try to basically armor ourselves up, figure out what we're dealing with, like learn how to untether from parents so that we can fully attach as a couple and protect this like beautiful life we have. And also just accept and I guess also, I don't know what the word is, but just acknowledge that I can be a child, but I'm not only someone's child, I'm also someone's partner, and I'm about to be someone's parent. That takes leadership. So you learn all that through, like, these books are just super insightful. So that's what I would do if I was in your situation. I understand you feel in complete despair. I'm making assumptions as to why you feel that way based on what your therapist said. Another thing you could do just is make sure you guys stay on that map, that boundary map that you guys create together, and you stick together on the same team. You could just ahead of time get a marriage therapist where you are, like in your new hometown, and just do check-ins. So it's not really like couples work. It's just, make sure we have accountability. We're staying on track. It could be like a monthly meeting. It could be every few months, whatever you want. That might also be a really good thing, just to have a neutral third person in there, just making sure everyone is accountable and making sure no one gets off track. So just what I see here and what I would do. What would you do?